The prophecy of Earthbound is that 3 boys and 1 girl will go and stop Gygus to save humanity. Upon hearing this, Pokey is afraid and wishes to not be included into the team, although he still is prevalent throughout the story. What if we wanted to bring him along in the journey? And while we're at it, why don't we bring his brother too? Here's how you can bring Picky and Pokey throughout your entire journey in Earthbound. First, you want to have a save file already ready up to at least read, and then start a new file. On your new file, simply play the game normally up until Pokey joins the party. In which then, once you try to leave your house, you'll get a phone call from Dad. If you answer it, he'll tell you about these wonderful things known as saving the game and your savings accounts. We care about the first kind of saving first. So, after hanging up, we're gonna call him again and ask him to save our game. After doing so, we immediately reset the game. Now we're gonna head to the other save file that we have already prepared. On this other save file, make sure you get either sunstroke, poisoned, or cold, as these will do damage to you over time in the overworld. After doing so, have it so the rest of your team is at 0 HP, except for the one who has the status condition. Once those 2 conditions are complete, walk to any stairs and just simply stand on them until your HP runs out. After waiting enough time, you'll get the game over screen. On the game over screen, select no on the first question, and on the second question answer yes. This will send you back to the title screen. Now go back to your first save file that's at the beginning of the game, and you're going to notice 2 things. One, you're not going to walk normally when you hold into a direction other than forward, and second, you'll be able to walk through walls and out of bounds. So once you load in the save file, hold down and avoid the door in the hallway. And as you keep holding down, you're going to hear that the music's going to keep changing to other areas. Just keep holding down until you reach Polestar Preschool. It's going to look a little weird, but once you leave this room, you'll be in Tucson. In Tucson, go ahead and go to Bergman Park to buy an egg. And once the egg hatches into a chicken, sell it for some extra money. With your higher funds, go ahead and buy at least 2 skip sandwiches. If you have the power to rewind or save state, you only need 2. But if you don't, buy as many as you can and buy more eggs if you need more cash. With these eggs in hand, go to this road where Orange Kid and Apple Kid live and keep walking down until you reach this part of the mountain. Then walk to here and use a skip sandwich to do the skip sandwich kip, which you do by pressing repeatedly right down and left until you wedge yourself into the cliff below or above. It may take a few tries, so use rewinds or load back if you run out of skip sandwiches. Once you get up, hold to the right. You'll see that these trees are going to be below are going to be a bit odd, but just keep walking. Eventually the music will change to threed theme, and once you get here, on either this cliff or the one on the left, walk up and keep pressing right up and left until you walk through the cliff again. Once you get down, just hold right until you get to the desert. In the desert, You're gonna go a long way around to get these $1,000. And with that, you're gonna buy the Mr. Baseball bat. Feel free to save here. But after this, we're gonna go ahead and fight this mole. It may take a few tries, but eventually you'll be successful and beat it. Upon defeating the mole, you're gonna level up a few times, which is useful for us for two reasons. One, it's gonna raise our max HP to a higher level. And more importantly, it's gonna teach us Life Up Alpha, which is gonna help us in the next part of the glitch. Once you finish leveling up, you want to stand on the sand until you get sunstroke. Once you do get sunstroke, head back in here. If you have enough cash, you're able to buy some later game items, but it isn't necessary. Also, feel free to buy items if you don't think life is going to be enough, though it should be just enough for you to get to the last part of the glitch. But once you do that, talk to your dad, load the second file, get a game over, go back to your original file, and walk through walls again. Walk out of bounds again. As you walk up, you'll see the cabin on the right. Keep walking forward until you see it again. If you do so, you'll see that it's actually not another cabin, but the hideout. Once you leave, you'll see that you're on it again. You're free to come back in to get the Mr. Baseball cap, either for money or for defense, but again, it doesn't matter. Once you leave the hideout, head to the library and talk to the receptionist to get the town map. The town map is useful as the out of bounds glitch normally only lets you go into loaded areas. The town map lets you load unloaded areas. Once you have the town map, go call your dad for out of bound privileges, and keep holding up until you hear the arcade theme. Then hold down until you hear Pokey's theme. Once you do so, use the town map. Doing so will load Nessa's room again, the day version of it, but it doesn't matter. And once you leave, you'll be back at home. Now you're free to do the intro as normal, up to where you find Picky near the meteorite. Use Life Up on the way if you run low on HP or items. But once Picky joins you, now it's for the easiest step of just standing still until your HP runs up to 0. And once it runs out to 0, you'll get a game over. Now, unlike the other game overs, you're actually going to select yes for trying again, as you want to actually stay in the save file. And once you do, you're going to be back to your last save, which should be this hotel. And once you move, you'll see that Pokey and Picky have now joined your team, and you're able to do a lot of things like be a party of 6 and even teleport with them. Or, if you leave Dungeon Man, you can have this amalgamation follow you around. Yeah. And much other things you can do as well. If you find anything interesting you want to share, feel free to use the comments to tell others of what else you could do. And if you enjoy watching this video, feel free to like it as well. Leave a like. And if you want to see more Earthbound content like this, feel free to subscribe to not miss the next upload. If so, I hope to see you then.